Hello, Discover and Recover Yoga folks. It is the 24th of April, 2024. And it is with like a curious mind and an interesting heart. I don't want to go down the path of a heavy heart, but a curious mind and an uplifted heart to say, yes, this session is the next to the last. For DNR Yoga for a break. The 1st of May, next Wednesday, will be our last version, and the last time that the recording will go out, but they'll still be available if you've have them in any kind of archive. It's just a break. It's a hiatus to figure out next iteration of Discover and Recover Yoga. So that's the short-term plan. And I'm going to encourage those who are here doing this at this moment. Well, let me just also say, Jim, just the whole premise of Discover and Recover is the idea we discover things which perhaps aren't serving our best, our highest selves, our best need. It's something that might fall into the category of whatever, character defects, maybe some impatience, perhaps there's some fear, anxiety, a resentment, jealousy, envy, these things that are, we through this practice and other things you might do on your own to recover from some of those aspects of our personality, those characteristics which are blocking us from the sunlight of the spirit, if you will. So I want you guys to go ahead and find seated posture. And as you do, I like to start this session with the theme or the intention. It's around reflection. And it comes from, I've been doing this reading from The Rules That Guide Us. This is a wonderful book by Dr. Glenn Mendoza and his co-author Don Myers. So I've been starting each week with Monday Morning Mindset. So let me know if there's interest in participating in Monday Morning Mindset, which is 7:30 to 7:45. It's purposely short. It's 15 minutes to get people who are launching into a week to have that right mindset. And this has been the reading for the last 8 or 10 Mondays. So reflection. Reflection is when we look back over our journey so far and a silver lining around all of our experiences, helping us to learn the lessons and celebrate the seen and unseen gifts. Life is happening for us, not to us. This minor change in wording offers a massive change in our perception. Life is a gift. And the things that happen to us, as challenging as they might be, happen for our benefit. Even if we're in pain or wrestling with our struggles, if we can find a silver lining in our situation, we are in a better position to nurture and our growth and spiritual development than if we were to feel resentful that things weren't going our way. So I'm joining you in the seated position. Whether the legs are cross-legged, whether you have the legs out front, you could come on to butterfly pose. That's an option. As we breathe, showing up in the physical body, this body temple, this container, noticing the breath. Perhaps there is an idea, a thought to reflect on. Maybe it was this morning. Maybe something popped up this morning. Could have been last week, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. In that reflection, is there a way to find some semblance of benefit, some note of silver lining in whatever that situation, that person, that place, or thing was at the particular time? So in that seated posture, let's start to begin in that more deep and diaphragmatic breath. Filling, expanding as much of the abdominal cavity as you can. The suggestion, if you'd like to take the right hand just to the center of the chest, the left hand just below the belly button. And purposely feel the ebb and flow, the rise and fall of the core. Couple more. Full and rich and deep on the inhale. Nice and bold and long on the exhale. Okay, here we go. On the next inhale, let's sweep the arms wide and high. We're going to meet at the apex, but eventually let's float that left. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Let's float the fingertips to the front of the shoulders, the thumbs to the back of the shoulders. So we're in this position as we tick tock. You just draw the elbows down towards the mat. One elbow goes low, one elbow goes high. Ooh. Moving from side to side, trying to maintain that torso in the frontal plane. I have a little tendency to kind of lean a little bit forward. So I'm thinking coming up over the top of the hips. For 6, side to side, doesn't matter how high or how low the elbows go. For 5, warming up the side bodies. Here's 4. Sometimes my fingers and thumbs want to lift off the shoulder heads. Here's 3. Connected. Here's 2. Okay, last time you're back to wherever the hands want to go. Soften the shoulders. Check in with the breath. Breathe. Wrapping those fingertips around the knees or around the shins. Inhale, like you see plow. Exhale for cat. So it's the motion. Usually we do cat cow, on all fours. Seated version, and if you may recall, we have a standing version as well. Here's 4, 3, 2. Okay, yeah, let's neutralize. Pause once again. Hands come back at the heart center, perhaps now in thought. Maybe something comes to mind at this moment. Maybe revisit what may have shown up a few minutes ago. We'll sweep the arms up, get wide and high. Fingertips back in front of the shoulders, thumbs behind the shoulders, and let's twist. So think about that twist emanating above the hips. Almost like a washing machine agitator here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Okay, so we've had the spine moving laterally. We've done the undulation and articulation through cat cow. We've had a little twisting action. Okay, here we go, DNR yoga folks. It's tabletop. So hands and knees. And once that is positioned, you're going to spin. You're going to take the shoulders out as far over the wrist as comfortably as possible, brushing the hips across the heels. Oh, I can hear a little shoulder pop going on for me. I can. So that circle could be small in diameter, maybe medium size, maybe it's large. Just depends on how much shoulder, how it feels with the wrist as you draw the hips back towards the heels for 3. In this direction, we'll switch in 2. Nice. Now on 1 other way. Oh. Here's 3. Here's 2. All right, last one. You're back to neutral. So once we've done this one, this is for a nice stretch for the Achilles tendon and the calf. Send the right leg to the back. Ball of the foot finds hopefully the sticky mat. I'm going to suggest we walk both hands forward. Some will grab the front edge of the mat as we're trying to almost stretch the mat long ways. So my head is framed between my triceps and the biceps. I get a lovely calf stretch. My left knee is relatively aligned underneath my left hip. We're going to feel that into that Achilles. We'll keep stretching, keep pressing into the ball right foot for 3. Let's breathing into that for 2. Nice. Now let's go ahead and draw that right knee into the right hip. Switch. Ball, the left foot comes back. Okay. I've got the front edge of my mat. I'm gripping it. You maybe grip the side of the mat or just let the palm stay on the mat. Hello, left Achilles, left calf. Oh gosh, we kind of blew through the breath. Get to that, or starting, Maintain that nostril breathing. Here we go for 3. Almost there for 2. All right, let's realign wrists and shoulders. Left knee draws back in. Nice feet up the touch. Child's pose. So hunker down. First child's pose of the practice, but the invitation anytime during the course of the session, we'll go relatively easy, fairly slow, but if you want to take a pose or a posture to a different level, by all means. If you'd like to come down and rest and just rejuvenate in child's pose or tabletop, always available. Okay. Option. The invitation now is to inhale, reach a little further, but as you exhale, long 10 fingertips to the right side of the mat. This gets my left hip a little heavy towards my left heel. Some will have that forehead float. If you've got a block or a book you want to put the forehead on, maybe the forehead finds the mat. Option, floats down on the side of the body. Maybe it binds to the outer blade of the right foot. Maybe you bend the right elbow and draw the back of that right hand up the spine. It's going to work on that shoulder flexibility. And that right shoulder as we hold for 3. The breath with the pose for 2. All right, here we go, DNR. Let's float everything through center. Yeah, same thing, same principle. All 10 fingertips to the left side of your mat. That right hip to be heavy towards the right heel. All right, the invitation option is to float the left hand down by the side of the body. It's maybe it hangs out there. You can bend the left elbow, bring the back of that left hand to the low back, mid back. Hopefully you're feeling that right hip a little heavy towards the right heel. We'll go for 3. Breathing steady into that for 2. All right, everything comes back to the center. Draw yourself back up onto hands and knees. Reestablish your table. If you haven't done so already, let's tuck the toes under, lift the hips downward dog. So we oftentimes think, gotta move fast, gotta move slowly, gotta move gracefully. Not true. I mean, just, come into your first downward dog, probably maybe the first time the head's been below the heart for this day. So take time now. Below the heart, blood to the brain, maybe stirring some energy, some creativity. Oh, I hear by file. So we get this back in. Okay. All right. Pause. Almost no movement. It's like calling a little static downward dog. I'm just going to start to bend the elbows. A little downward dog push up and then re-straighten. You can do that in a little tiny bend, or maybe bring the forehead and the bridge of the nose a little closer to that. This is great, huge for shoulders and triceps. So maybe it's just a little baby bend, maybe go a little deeper. Here we go for 3. Let's breathing into that for 2. Last one. As you press away, let that little momentum walk your hands backwards, and you're even standing for a fold back of the nose. Standing for a fold back of the mat. Palms to shins, let's half lift. Exhale, we'll fold it back in. Arms are out like wings, let's come to standing. Ooh, my head's cut off. I'll just camera. So mountain pose, extend to mountain pose at the back of the mat. I'll face the camera. But you guys at the back of the mat, palms made above the ground, and then once again to the heart space. Excuse me. So everything resets here. Interlace those fingers, please. It's right at the chest level. Gentle rotation in one direction. And then reverse. Nice. And then relax. Hands come down by the sides of the body. Maybe there's a little shake out. Couch pose back in the mat. So we have this journey back here. There's a lot of mats to deal with. We've got a bunch of exchange of mats. Here. Inhale, we'll shake arms wide, and maybe a little baby back. And cancel the swan dive. Forward. These fingers around the palms to shins, half lift. Exhale, fold it in. All right, let's once again find downward dog. Yep, upside down D.
Get creative, pull it out, wag the tail, let's go side. And then once you're ready, yoga folks, inhale the right leg lifts. Doesn't matter how high. Oh. And so right foot between the thumbs, maybe a smooth step, maybe not. However you want to get the right foot up there. Left foot anchors, arms draw forward and up, warrior one. Left foot is back, right foot is forward, warrior one. Nice. Inhale, you might shine a little brighter, but as you exhale, it's gold post arms, where you might have an opportunity to kind of bring the heart sternum towards the sky. We'll hold here for 3. We'll bring it back. I'm breathing into that for 2. On one float to frame that front foot, that right foot. Here we go. Right foot comes down. We're going to go right to the downward dog. Skip the chaturanga. Unless you want to go through that high push-up, low push-up, let me skip that for today. We're going to find ourselves back onto hand, back onto table. No, back to downward dog. And so it's a silence, left leg lifts. Here we go. Top of the mat, left foot. Best you can. Right foot anchors. Arms draw forward and up, warrior one on this side. Beautiful. Feet on the railroad track, not a balance beam. Arms are lifted. We'll hold for 3. Super rooted from the waist down. A lovely lift from the waist up for 2. On inhale, you might shout a little brighter, but on exhale, it's like goal posting. I'm going flat, cactus, hop and lift. Yes, we'll hold for 3. Nice breathing into that for 2. Now let's front to frame. You tested that left foot. Here we go. I'm going to go right back to the downward dog. You have the option to chaturanga. Okay. Remember, tabletop, child's pose is always available. Okay. Once everything seems to be realigned in our upside down V, downward dog, right leg will relift. Once again, right foot between the thumbs. Left, lunge. Left foot anchors. Left arm cartwheels up and around with warrior 2. I'll face the counter. Right foot is forward. Left foot is downward. Front number going forward. Warrior 1, warrior 2. Inhale, let's exalt. Right hand high, left hand goes low. Perhaps the gaze to the outer edge of that left foot, maybe the outstretched right fingertips. We'll hold for 3. Leading into that for 2. Up to the warrior 2, please. We're going to long through the fingertips as we exhale, right forearm to right thigh. Left arm is going to bisect the left ear. Side angle. Some will take that right hand to the instep of the right foot. I'm going to keep forearm on thigh. You can also keep hand on thigh. Spin upper left goes towards the ceiling. We'll hold for 3. Breathing into that for 2. Nice. Now that's 1 hand. Frame that front foot. Chaturanga or no. Chaturanga. I'm going right to the downward dog. Choices, options. Customize it. Forget about moving the head like it's on a swivel in the downward dog. All right, once that is reestablished, here we go. Left leg lifts. To the top of the mat we go. Lunge. Right foot anchors. Right arm comes up around with yeah. Left foot forward, right foot back. Warrior 2 on this side. So find that alignment. Torso is probably facing that right side of the mat. Stacking left knee, left ankle. Inhale, exalt. Right hand low, left hand high. Beautiful. Static pose. A lot of energy. Otherwise, that right foot as best you can for 3. Beautiful. Breathing into that for 2. Now back out to the warrior 2, please. Inhale, long through the fingertips, side angle. Left forearm to left thigh. Maybe it's left hand on the left thigh. Spinning upper right ribs towards the ceiling. Extending side angle if that's part of your practice as we hold for 3. Breathing into that for 2. Nice. Now let's come down to frame that left foot. Let's do this. Bring that right foot up. Make the left foot standing forward, fold top of the mat. Between your right or palms to shins, half lift. And so back to the fold. All right.
Right hand to the low back, left hand to the low back, and let's find. Once you've got the bind, inhale, flat back brings us to standing. So facing the mat, facing the camera. Whoo. Collarbones are, shoulder blades are squeezing. Nice. And then let's go ahead and release that. Shoulders a little love. TLC. So the reflections that I suggest oftentimes, take us down a path of some negativity, something that somebody did to us, something that somebody did to me, situation, but the reflection connotes, I think, something a little more positive when we think about that incident or that person. In the recovery world, we talk a lot about ruminating in the past. And I think that the word ruminating just seems to have a little more of a negative connotation than the word reflection. I think reflection gives us an opportunity to be a little more positive as we look back. Okay, the weight to that left foot. This is where a wall or couch or table is very proper. I'm gonna draw my right heel towards my right glute. And I'm gonna do so for this quad stretch. My knee won't pop up, but I'm gonna try to keep that left thigh in alignment with the left thigh. Come out of it, just get to begin again. There is an opportunity if you'd like to take, instead of have that hand to the instep of that right foot. It's a little more like if it feels better to be the outer blade, absolutely. Left arm can go towards the sky, towards the ceiling. Opportunity, an invitation, if it feels good, is to press that right foot into that right hand and have a little forward lean, known as dancer pose. Coming out of it. So yeah, so you'll know if you're in it, and you're gonna have some equilibrium here, some equanimity in having that balance. Left foot is super grounded, and maybe the left arm is instead of in the air, it's on a wall or a chair. Just hold for 3. Not working so well for me on the side for 2. Okay, let's come back to center. To reset yourself, reconnect. Mountain pose. You guessed it, weight to that right foot. I've got left heel drawn toward left glute. I'm going to see if I can make the switch, find the instep of that left foot. Oh gosh, we have been doing this a lot today, so not working so well this hour. So left thigh is now to the side. It's going to be coming to relative alignment with the right thigh. Right. Right arm to a wall or a prop. Otherwise, left foot presses into left hand. There's an opportunity to find that force, that lean. Try not to let that thigh float out to the cell. So hold for 3. Get out. Okay, that's enough. Beautiful. I can't remember if you guys were at the front or back. Maybe you're at the front of the back. So I'm going to come here and join you back at the front of the back. Hand on the hips. Widen the stance and keeping the legs straight. Let's. So legs are going to stay straight. Hip circles. The hips really pliable, supple. Even though, yes, full disclosure, right hip remains 4 years and 3 months old. But left hip, 16 months old. All right, reverse. All right, pause. I'm going to suggest the heel back to the center. I want you to rebind. Less dominant thumb on top. We're going to draw those knuckles south. Okay. So once again, face the camera. So we're back to that bind in the low back. Beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and say we come up onto the tiptoes. Now, it's a little bit of a challenge. Opportunity is to see if we can look an elevator with the bind. We're just going to lower the hips towards the heels with that bind at the low back. If this is go wonderful, if you can go a little lower, maybe coming all the way down. Hard to maintain that bind, so if that's the case, you stay high or use a hand for support. Collarbones are spreading, shoulder blades are squeezing. We'll hold for 3. Let the breath with the pose for 2. All right, we're going to gently release the bind, and then we're going to find a way back to hands and knees, back to tabletop. Just the camera. Okay. Right leg extends to the back of the mat. Left arm to the front. Usually we do this at the beginning, but here we are in this spinal balance. Inhale, lengthen through left fingertips and right heel. Exhale, left elbow to right shoulder. Inhale, will lengthen you. Exhale, we find the condensing. You could do that with just the leg, if that feels easier. Otherwise, arms engaged as well. Here's 4, 3, 2. Last one. Now, I'd like you to exhale and pull. Chin towards chest. 5 towards core, elbow to thigh for 3. That's again, almost there for 2. Right, I want back to hands and knees. Okay. Let me, a little shimmy, reset. All right, left leg extends back. All right, and I've got arms holding these and foot is flexed. Right arm by right ear. We do this pretty regularly, so build the balance. Right wrist and right shoulder stay aligned. Lengthen, exhale, elbow to thigh, chin is in. Inhale to extend, exhale to condense. Again, it can be done with just the leg. There's 4, 3, 2. Last one is the crunch and hold. Hold that steady for 3. Leading into that for 2. I got 1 back to hands and knees. Reset, realign. I'm going to suggest the big toes to touch. Draw the knees out wide. Let's revisit child's pose. If you have child's pose, I'm going to suggest you flip the palms up. Let the back of the hands nestle onto the mat. Feel that internal rotation through the forearms. You might feel into the shoulder heads. The invitation, if you so desire, to press the back of the hands more intently into the mat, we'll start to feel that shoulder head to fire. So we'll keep going for 3. Almost there for 2. All right, eventually, let's bring the palms back. You're back to hands and knees. Back to hands and knees, and then we're going to find tabletop. We're going to find nods and toes on our knees. So it looks like this. Some students need to put a blanket or a towel underneath the knees for more cushion. Also, that's, so please don't do that. Otherwise, the tops of feet are pressing into the floor. So are the knees and the shins. Always come to parallel. So I'm not bending at the hips. I am literally leaning straight back, this little Z shape. I'm going to come back forward because we're going to do that 3 times. So, it's a big stretch for the quads. It's going to fire those quads up big time. Here it is. As you prepare, so my knees, my shins, and my feet are pressing into the mat, and I'm just going to lean it back. Doesn't matter how far you go. You'll divide one challenge. You hold for 3. Let's breathing steady into that for 2. Final 1. Come back up. All right. So I've got some climbers that are part of the Discover and Recover Yoga. This is huge. This is great for the thighs. All right. Once again, here we are in this position. Ears and shoulder, and hips, hips, and knees. And then I lean it back. Oh, yeah. That's it. Here we're holding for 4. Leading into that for 3. Almost there for 2. All right, I'm 1 back up. Okay. Man, that was, that's our. All right, because we're gonna do that one more time, and then we're gonna have a counterbalance to that, which I think is gonna be, we'll enjoy the counterbalance. So, all right, here we are. Last time, lean it back. As far as you can go. Here we go. We'll hold for 4. Lean steady into that for 3. That's nice. Almost there for 2. All right, on 1, lean forward, return to table. And as we did at the beginning, ball of the right foot back. Hopefully that's gonna feel good. So we're gonna walk the hands once again forward and let's stretch. So we're gonna counterbalance what we did with the quad, just taking it in a different direction. So the ball of that right foot's pressing into the mat, right into the right. We almost think it a foot extend on that right knee, which sounds counterintuitive, but for this purpose, here we go for 3. Getting into that for 2. All right, switch. Right knee draws underneath right hip. Ball the left foot. Gosh, head is framed between the triceps and biceps. You could try to pretend like you're stretching the mat long ways for 3. Let's see, we go for 2. All right, yes, left knee draws back underneath the left hip. Wrist and shoulder to be aligned. No fancy transition, you know, understand. Someone cross the ankles and draw the hips back. It doesn't work so well for me. I'm gonna go ahead and lower to my right hip or left hip, swing the legs back. So pose. Pose. Okay. So let's begin with this person. Let's do this. Right heel draws in towards the right glute. Now, let's establish this stillness or this stability before we find the mobility. So I'm trying to find this bind. Now, the invitation is that right foot crosses to the outside of the left thigh. For me, I'm keeping my left leg long. The suggested invitation is to bend that left knee, bring left heel to right hip. The reason you'll know it's working is both sits bones are super connected to the mount. For me to bend my left knee and draw my left heel to my right glute, my right hip starts to float. So arms are gonna lift and we're gonna twist it to the right. So I'm taking my left forearm to the outside of my right thigh. Maybe the left elbow binds that right knee and I'm gonna be mindful of where the heel of that right hand lands. So I'm gonna think about maybe that right hand is all the way out here. I'm gonna see if that spine can go perpendicular to the floor. If that left leg is long, keep that foot flexed as we go for 3. Nice, breathing into that for 2. All right, now let's untwist. Either one or both legs are gonna come back out. Let's reestablish our staff pose. Same thing other side. Left heel draws in towards the left hip. Then let's stabilize this for a moment. Okay, we're hugging in. Here we go. Left foot to the outside of the right thigh. Interestingly, because of the asymmetric aspect of my body, I can bend that right knee. Right heel draws in toward left glute. Oh, a little bit of a float, tiny bit of a float in that left hip, but it's grounded enough. Arms will once again lift, and let's lift it to the left. Inhale, lengthen the spine, exhale, meet. Oh, maybe the right elbow binds that left knee, maybe that option, and we hold for 4. Be aware of where that the heel of that left hand is landing for 3. This guy's almost there for 2. All right, I want untwist. Uncross. Doing that out of it if you need to. All right, making sure you've got room behind you. Let's do this. Start to roll down the spine. You have the option to let the fingers walk you down or use the core. Oh. And let's find morning stretch. If it is morning for you, maybe it's evening, whatever. So that means reaching arms overhead. We give the toes and the ankles some movement, the wrists, fingers. Oh. Inhale, there's a little more lengthening, but as we exhale, we'll draw the knees into the chest. In doing so, you might, for me, I'm so tempted that I have to, my shoulder blades is back and they come off the mat, but now, then I'm reconnecting. Then the shoulder blades. Okay, here we go, DNR. Let's see the chair on the bones. Thighs, perpendicular to the floor. Calves, well, feet, relax. Arms, perpendicular as well. Okay, setting up for dead bug. Opposite arm and opposite leg. Right arm back, left leg forward. Then come back. Right leg forward, left arm down. And back to position. So that's the motion. You'll know that your brain's fine, all right, because it's always one leg and one arm in position. Arm will be perpendicular, thigh will be perpendicular. So that's the motion. We'll go for 6. Opposite arm and opposite leg, 5. Here's 4. 3. Really extend through the heel and the fingertips. Here's 2. Last 1. Start, soles the feet to the mat, hands down by the sides. Let's just begin to windshield wiper those knees a little bit side to side. Okay, right knee fully crosses over the left. The hips scooch a little bit to the right side of the mat. Arms are coming out like wings. Float the knees to the left. The gaze is right. Knees to the left. Gaze is right. On an inhale, some may have the opportunity on an inhale, draw that right thigh a little closer to the heart center. It may be an inch, it may be a little further, it may not move at all. So this is a little twist as we hold for 3. Maybe reintroduce a nice full, rich, and deep breath cycle. See how the body responds in this twisted position for 2. Nice. Now let's do this on an inhale. Let's bring the hips back to center. The knees will follow and cross. Okay. Shimmy. It is left knee fully over the right. The hips a little bit to the left side of the mat. Knees flip right. Gaze is left. Similarly, an inhale may draw that left thigh a little closer, a little north of the waistband. Subtle move, but maybe body responds well to that. Let's keep going for 4. Leading to that for 3. Here's 2. Nice. Now we're coming back to center. Head to neutral, uncross the legs. Beautiful. All right. Last but not least, before we come to a rest, it's happy baby pose. Some will grab shins, some will grab the ankles. These fingers can wrap around the big toes, maybe the outer blades of the feet. I like how big toes. Turning shoulder blades and the back of the head to the mat. Elbow grease is purposely pulling feet down, thighs down, sole the feet high. So a little yin and yang going on here. Great for the abductors. So see if we can get those thighs to go a little closer to the earth. You might get a little movement side to side, maybe from thigh to thigh. Now there's an option to start to extend that left leg long. Right heel draws into right glute. Right groin, I should say. That right elbow is kind of coaxing that right knee up. Then it's just a switch. Right leg starts to extend long. Left heel draws in towards the midline. Stop. One more time. Let's restraighten that left leg. Right heel draws low. Release. Right leg goes long. Left heel draws in. And then back to center. And then let go. Having this soles of feet on the mat might be a nice beginning position. Some will come to butterfly. Right ankle, right corner, left ankle, left corner. Let's use some props. We got about 4 minutes. This prop is. I'm just going to use this here a little bit. Into this block. Savasana. Find your sweet spot in Savasana. For me, it's a little shoulder tummy, a little hip tummy. Reintroduce another deep cleansing breath cycle. But as you're in this, I'm going to go ahead and just read a little more from the rules that guide us around reflection. We don't usually see the positives of a challenging time until it's passed. For example, if we are moving to a new home, the process can be exhausting and overwhelming, but when we look back, we often see that our new location, new neighbors, and friends make it all worthwhile. Without reflection, we might continue to hold bitterness or resentment for past events that were challenging. When we look for a silver lining, we can infuse the lessons and positive energy they give us into our challenging and overwhelming experiences. Reflection, especially when we seek the good in what has occurred, can be very healing. We can assess why things happened and how we have grown from them. We can transform our mindset from one that was negative to one filled with gratitude for the experience. Few more moments. And that closing posture is awesome. Scanning the body, perhaps from the crown of the head to the soles of the feet. If something needs a little extra attention, maybe metaphorically, figuratively sending some energy to that part of the body, maybe you're just feeling, in a state of homeostasis, all the engines are firing at the right timing, the right intensity. Invitation is to bring movement back. Fingers and toes, wrists and ankles, that's the traditional way. And if there's movement of the head from side to side, you can reconnect with that, maybe get creative with any other types of movement. Wiggle the fingers, or we did that, I was saying, I was going to say wiggle the ears. Yeah, so you can flare the nostrils all the time, but eventually let's draw the knees into the chest. I've already found my way to seated, but I want you to find that last little bind of drawing the knees in for that final hug. And here we go, DNR yoga folks. If this part of your practice is to find that little fetal position, rolling to one side, it might feel comfortable, feel better just to simply stay in your back. As eventually we'll individually, collectively press up, roll up, rock up to the seated posture. And once you have set up your seat, pause, reconnect to your purpose, to your why, to your understanding of perhaps reflection. As we once again let the palms meet in front of the chest, signifying we're about to conclude, but also signifying what emanates from the heart center: kindness and compassion, empathy and tolerance, patience and forgiveness. Holy cow. But ultimately, friends, ultimately love. Emanating from that heart center, self-love, love for others. And in that traditional fashion, we seal. Please know the divine light, the teacher and the spirit within me, indeed, with a bunch of gratitude and hopefully a mindset and a heart set towards reflection, and how there's that reflection can help me find that silver lining. Vows to the divine light, the divine teacher, and the divine spirit and spark in each and every one of you guys. Namaste. Okay, coming up to